Scary Terry.
Scary Terry, yeah.
Scary Terry for the big completion.
Touchdown, Washington! Scary Terry makes an appearance.
Scary Terry.
A $71 million contract, a silent superstar, a Northern Virginia estate built on discipline, not drama, and the quietest killer the NFL has ever produced. This is Terry McLaurin, 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons, a captain's patch earned, and the receiver who made leadership louder than trash talk. From Indianapolis streets to NFL elite. From third-round afterthought to $28 million signing bonus. From the quiet kid to the man who built an empire in silence. This is how Terry McLaurin built an empire without saying a word. Indianapolis, Indiana, known for racing, resilience, and families built on grit. Where hard work isn't celebrated, it's expected. And where a baby boy named Terry McLaurin Jr. was born into a family that understood both struggle and sacrifice. His mother, Grace, worked long hours in IT, solving problems, hitting deadlines, and building stability one line of code at a time. She provided stability through code and determination. His father, Terry McLaurin Sr., was a former running back who played college football before injuries ended his dreams. He understood the game. He knew the pain. He drilled one truth into his son. Talent is a gift, but character is a choice. Terry grew up understanding that nothing was guaranteed. His parents worked hard to provide, but luxury wasn't part of the equation. Dinner was family time. Homework came before football. Respect wasn't negotiable. And if you wanted something, you earned it. Nobody was handing out favors. His father coached him early, not with yelling or pressure, but with precision. How to run routes, how to read defenses, how to use his hands, but more importantly, how to be a man, how to lead quietly, how to let your work speak louder than your mouth. Lessons that would define everything Terry would become. At Cathedral High School in Indianapolis, Terry wasn't the loudest player. He wasn't the most recruited, but he was the most reliable. As a senior in 2013, he caught 37 passes for 807 yards and 9 touchdowns. Solid numbers. Nothing that made national headlines. But coaches saw something deeper. Consistency, intelligence, and the kind of work ethic that couldn't be taught. While other star receivers celebrated every catch, Terry jogged back to the huddle. While others talked trash, Terry let his roots do the talking. It wasn't that he lacked confidence. He just understood that real respect is earned in silence and proven in fourth quarters. College programs noticed him, but he wasn't getting offers from Alabama or Ohio State. The big schools recruited the flashy players, the loud personalities, the guys with highlight reels that went viral. Terry's game was too fundamental, too quiet, too normal. But Ohio State's coaches saw something others missed, potential wrapped in professionalism. Terry accepted a scholarship to Ohio State University as a walk-on, not recruited, not guaranteed anything, just given a chance to prove he belonged. And for a kid from Indianapolis who'd been underestimated his whole life, that's all he needed. Freshman year, red-shirted, scout team, invisible to fans, invaluable to teammates. Spent the season on the scout team making other players better while getting no recognition. His sophomore year, special teams mostly, blocking, hustling, doing the dirty work nobody else wanted to do. Most players would have transferred. Most would have complained. Terry, he doubled down. Because Terry understood something fundamental. Your time comes when you're ready, not when you want it. So he studied film until his eyes burned. He ran extra routes after practice. He lifted weights before sunrise. He became a student of the game while others were students of Instagram. And then, finally, his time came. In 2018, his redshirt junior season, Terry exploded. 35 receptions for 701 yards and 11 touchdowns in just 13 games. Suddenly, the quiet kid was impossible to ignore. He caught passes in traffic. He made defenders miss. He scored when it mattered. Ohio State won games because of him. His senior season was even better. He became one of quarterback Dwayne Haskins' favorite targets. He showed NFL scouts that he wasn't just reliable, he was elite. But even with the production, questions remained. Was he fast enough? Was he strong enough? Was he flashy enough for the NFL? April 26, 2019. NFL Draft. Nashville, Tennessee. Round 1 passed. Terry's name wasn't called. Round 2 passed. Still waiting. And then, in the 3rd round, with the 76th overall pick, the Washington Redskins selected Terry McLaurin, wide receiver, Ohio State. 3rd round. 76th pick. And the league still had no idea they'd just drafted their future captain. But Terry didn't need validation from the draft position. He just needed an opportunity. And Washington was about to discover they didn't draft a receiver. They drafted a future captain. Terry didn't enter the NFL to be noticed. He entered it to be undeniable. And there's a difference. Washington, D.C. A franchise searching for identity. A team desperate for playmakers. A city that hadn't celebrated consistent excellence in decades. And into this situation walked Terry McLaurin, a 3rd-round pick nobody expected to start immediately. But week 1 of his rookie season, Terry caught 5 passes for 125 yards and a touchdown against the Philadelphia Eagles. 5 catches, 125 yards, touchdown. In his NFL debut, against a division rival. The quiet kid from Indianapolis announced himself to the league not with words, but with production. His rookie season, 58 receptions, 919 yards, 7 touchdowns, in just 14 games. He missed 1,000 yards by 81 yards, despite dealing with inconsistent quarterback play and a struggling team around him. He was named to multiple all-rookie teams. He became Washington's most reliable weapon, and he did it all without fanfare, trash talk, or ego. 2020, 87 receptions, 1,118 yards, 4 touchdowns. First career 1,000-yard season. He did it with 4 different quarterbacks throughout the year. 4. Most receivers need chemistry with one quarterback. Terry produced no matter who was throwing him the ball. That's not talent, that's mastery of craft. 2021, 77 receptions, 1,053 yards, 5 touchdowns. Second consecutive 1,000-yard season. Washington's offense was a mess. Coaching changes, quarterback controversies, organizational dysfunction. But Terry showed up every Sunday and produced. While others complained, he worked. While others pointed fingers, he caught passes. June 2nd, 2022. Terry McLaurin signed a 3-year, $71 million contract extension with Washington. $28 million signing bonus. $15 million guaranteed. At age 26, Terry secured generational wealth. Not because he was the loudest, because he was the most consistent. Because leadership earns more than loudness. For a kid whose parents worked IT jobs and whose father's football dreams ended in injury, this wasn't just a contract. This was validation. This was security. This was proof that doing it the right way, with class, consistency, and character, still works in professional sports. 2022, 77 receptions, 1,191 yards, 5 touchdowns. 3rd consecutive 1,000-yard season. Washington was still rebuilding, still searching for answers at quarterback, still far from playoff contention. But Terry just kept working, keep producing, keep leading. And in recognition of his leadership, his professionalism, his impact beyond statistics, Terry was named team captain. Not because he screamed motivational speeches, because his teammates saw how he prepared, how he practiced, how he carried himself. And they wanted to follow that example. 2023, 79 grabs, 1,002 yards, 4 touchdowns. His 4th straight 1,000-yard season. Quarterbacks changed. Coaches changed. The results didn't. Think about this. 4 different head coaches, 7 different starting quarterbacks, constant organizational dysfunction. And Terry McLaurin produced 1,000 yards every single season. That's not luck. That's not circumstances. That's greatness refusing to make excuses. 2024, another solid season. More production, more leadership. Washington was finally building something sustainable. Young quarterback Jaden Daniels was developing. The defense was improving. And Terry, he was doing what he'd always done. Showing up, producing, leading by example. Over 400 career receptions, over 5,000 receiving yards, multiple touchdowns, 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. Team captain. But if you ask Terry what he's most proud of, he won't mention statistics. He'll talk about earning respect from teammates, about being reliable when others weren't, about proving that third-round picks can become franchise cornerstones. Would you rather be drafted in the first round or become a team captain? Drop your answer. Because while Terry built his career with consistency on the field, he was building something else off it, a lifestyle. Not flashy, not loud, but substantial, real, the kind of wealth that compounds quietly while others burn through millions of things that depreciate. Northern Virginia, where Washington, D.C.'s power players live when they want space, privacy, and proximity to the city without the chaos. Where athletes, politicians, and executives build estates that whisper wealth instead of shouting it. And somewhere in these exclusive neighborhoods, Terry McLaurin built his foundation. Terry owns property in Northern Virginia, specific address and price undisclosed, because Terry values privacy the way others value publicity. No social media mansion tours, no MTV Cribs episodes. Just a home where he lives, recovers, and builds family. The kind of real estate that appreciates while remaining invisible to fans. But based on Northern Virginia real estate markets and NFL player standards, we're talking about a property worth multiple millions. Multiple bedrooms for growing family. Chef's kitchen because Terry understands nutrition matters. Home gym because championship bodies aren't built in team facilities alone. Office space for studying film and managing business ventures. This isn't just a house, it's headquarters for a life built intentionally. His home gym reflects his approach to everything functional, professional, purposeful. No Instagram-worthy neon lights or mirrors everywhere. Just equipment that builds strength, speed, and endurance. Resistance bands, free weights, cardio equipment, recovery tools. Everything needed to maintain elite NFL conditioning while teammates are sleeping. But Terry's real estate interests extend beyond personal residence. He's expressed interest in real estate investment, buying properties that appreciate, that generate passive income, that build wealth beyond football. Because Terry learned early, NFL careers average 3 years, but real estate compounds for generations. Now let's talk about what Terry drives, because even his vehicle choices reflect character. His primary car? A Tesla Model S, fast, efficient, and built for the long game, just like him. The Model S isn't about flex, it's about function. 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds when Terry wants to feel speed. Autopilot for those long drives to practice. Range that handles daily needs without gas station stops. This car reflects Terry's philosophy. Performance without performance for performance's sake. Terry also owns a Mercedes G-Wagon. That's the car for when presence matters. When he's pulling up to team functions. When the weather demands something more robust than a sedan. The G-Wagon says success without screaming it. Luxury without ego. Status earned, not performed. Through his partnership with Acura, Terry has driven the NSX, a hybrid supercar that starts around $170,000. This isn't daily transportation. This is for enjoying performance, for understanding what engineering can achieve, For those moments when even quiet leaders want to feel adrenaline without posting it online for validation. Terry's fashion reflects his approach to everything intentional without being loud. He doesn't wear chains worth more than houses, doesn't dress like a runway show, but watch his tunnel walks before games. Tailored suits that fit perfectly, clean sneakers, minimal accessories. The kind of style that says professional without needing to say anything at all. His watch collection features quality pieces, likely from brands like Rolex, Audemars Piguet, or Patek Philippe, but worn because they're investments that appreciate, not because they photograph well. Terry understands that real wealth whispers, that luxury earned is luxury kept private, that the most expensive thing you own should be your integrity. But Terry's luxury isn't just consumption, it's creation. In 2023, he launched Terry McLaurin's Crunch Time cereal in partnership with PLB Sports and Entertainment. A breakfast cereal with his name, with proceeds benefiting his foundation and youth programs. This is luxury that gives back, wealth that circulates, success that lifts others. Most NFL players launch clothing lines or apps that fail within years. Terry launched a cereal that kids eat while dreaming about being like him, that parents buy knowing the money supports youth programs, that lasts on shelves longer than most athletic careers. That's business thinking beyond the game. Beyond real estate and businesses, Terry invests smartly. Diversified portfolio, financial advisors who prioritize long-term growth over short-term gains. Understanding that the $71 million contract is a starting point, not a finish line. Building generational wealth that his children's children will benefit from. Terry McLaurin's version of luxury doesn't flex, it compounds. Real estate that appreciates, investments that grow, watches chosen for value, not clout. While others chase flash, Terry builds freedom. Terry builds wealth that compounds. That's the difference between looking rich and being wealthy. Terry McLaurin's luxury isn't about flexing, it's about foundation. Real estate that appreciates, partnerships that grow, watches that hold value, businesses that give back. While other players chase flash, Terry builds freedom. Would you rather have luxury cars or real estate investments? Comment below. Because while Terry built financial wealth quietly, he also built something more valuable. Partnership, love, family, the kind of wealth that can't be measured in contracts or property values. For years, Terry kept his personal life exactly that personal. No reality TV relationships, no Instagram couple content, no publicizing every date for engagement metrics. Just privacy in an era where privacy feels extinct. February 2025, Los Cabos, Mexico. Terry McLaurin married Caitlin Winfrey in an intimate destination wedding. Not a spectacle with paparazzi. Not a celebrity circus with magazine deals. Just family, close friends, and vows exchanged in paradise. Kind of wedding that reflects values. Intimacy over image. Meaning over metrics. Caitlin isn't famous for being with Terry. She's a professional with her own career, her own accomplishments, her own identity. They're partners, not a brand. They support each other without performing their relationship for public consumption. And in professional sports, where relationships often become content, that's revolutionary. Terry proposed thoughtfully, no jumbotron at a game, no viral video setup, just a private moment between two people choosing forever. Because Terry understood that the most important moments in life don't need witnesses beyond the person you're sharing them with. The family remains Terry's foundation. His mother, Grace, who worked in IT to provide opportunities. His father, Terry Sr., who taught him football and character. They didn't just raise an NFL player. They raised a man who happens to play football. And Terry never forgets that distinction. Terry returns to Indianapolis often, staying grounded in the values his parents built: discipline, consistency, humility. His faith stays quiet but constant, guiding his decisions without becoming part of his brand. Terry's off-season looks like most players' regular season. Training 5 days a week, studying film 3 hours daily, meeting with the quarterback to build chemistry, working with nutritionists to optimize performance. Most players relax after the season ends. Terry prepares for the next one. His hobbies aren't extreme or publicized. He fishes patient sport for a patient man. He golfs strategic game for a strategic mind. He reads expanding perspectives beyond football. He lives like someone who understands that balance extends career longevity. Unlike many NFL stars, Terry's private life has 0 scandals, no arrests, no controversies, no drama that distracts from work. Some might call that boring. Terry calls it intentional. He understands that reputation takes years to build and seconds to destroy. So he protects it like his most valuable asset. Terry has spoken about mental wellness in sports, about the pressure of being consistent, about managing expectations, about the mental toll of NFL violence and scrutiny. He encourages teammates to seek help without shame, to prioritize mental health alongside physical training. In a league that celebrates toughness, Terry reminds everyone that vulnerability is strength. Watch Terry during games. He's talking to younger receivers constantly, correcting their routes, explaining defensive coverages, celebrating their success. He's not just a player, he's a teacher. He's not just catching passes, he's elevating everyone around him. That's the mark of true leadership. Because while Terry builds wealth and family privately, his public impact is anything but quiet. It's transforming communities, changing futures, building legacies beyond touchdowns. Washington, D.C., a city of power and poverty, where monuments tower over, neighborhoods forgotten by progress, where opportunity gaps leave generations behind. And into these communities walks Terry McLaurin, not for photo ops, but for purpose. The Terry McLaurin Foundation focuses on youth development in the DC area, not vague promises or empty gestures, real programs, real funding, real impact measured in lives changed, not press releases issued. Every off-season, Terry hosts free football camps for DC youth, free equipment, free coaching, free meals, free hope for kids who need all 3. He teaches roots and technique, yes, but more importantly, he teaches work ethic, discipline, and the power of consistency. He shows kids that quiet excellence beats loud mediocrity. His foundation funds educational programs, tutoring for struggling students, scholarships for deserving kids, resources for schools that can't afford basics. Because Terry understands what his mother taught him. Education opens doors that football can't reach. And not every kid will play professionally, but every kid deserves an opportunity. He mentors young people personally, not through assistants or representatives. Terry himself meets with kids, answers questions, shares wisdom earned through experience. He's the example of what's possible when you work quietly, consistently, and with character leading every decision. Terry shows up to community events that don't generate headlines: youth basketball games, school assemblies, church programs, places where his presence matters more than any Instagram post ever could. He understands that real impact happens in quiet moments, not viral videos. During 2020's social justice protests, Terry used his platform thoughtfully. He amplified Black voices without making himself the story. He supported causes with money and presence, not just tweets. He demonstrated that activism doesn't require being loudest. It requires being present, consistent, and willing to act beyond posting. His charitable giving happens year-round, not just during PR-friendly moments. Consistent donations to DC organizations. Support for teammates' causes. funding initiatives that don't carry his name. He gives because it's right, not because it's visible. And that kind of generosity compounds impact far beyond any single large donation. Somewhere in DC right now, a kid is wearing Terry McLaurin's number 17 jersey. Not because it's flashiest, because it represents something more valuable: reliability, character, excellence without ego. That kid might not become an NFL star, but they learn from Terry that success comes from consistency, that leadership means lifting others, and that real wealth is measured in impact. Should more athletes focus on quiet leadership over loud activism? Vote yes or no. From Indianapolis to Ohio State to Washington, D.C. From third-round pick to a $71 million leader. From quiet kid to franchise cornerstone. Terry McLaurin proved you don't need volume to make noise. You need consistency, character, and work that speaks for itself. A man who proved that you don't need to be loudest to be heard. That consistency beats flash every time. That leadership isn't about speeches. It's about showing up when others don't. That real wealth is built in silence, while others perform poverty with rented luxury. He didn't just buy cars, he invested in transportation that aligns with values. He didn't just buy a house. He built a foundation for family and future. He didn't just get married, he chose partnership over performance. He didn't just earn millions, he transformed communities with them. And when the noise dies down, when the loud players fade, when the flashy careers end in bankruptcy, Terry McLaurin will still be standing, still investing, still leading, still proving that the quietest players often leave the loudest legacies. So we ask you, is Terry McLaurin the NFL's most underrated icon, or the blueprint for how real success is built? If his journey inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe to Black Empire Files, and tell us your favorite Terry McLaurin moment below.